Hi, today I'm going to be persuading you on why we should be learning a second language earlier than high school. In high school, when you're picking out your schedule, they tell you that you pick a foreign language in order to graduate if you're going to a four-year college, because colleges usually look for that. However, when you find when you're looking at the language and when you take the course, it's much harder than what you expected. It's not like you pick up on it right away, and it's a lot different than what I expected, at least, and I know that many other people that are in my position have. However, I find that bilingual people have an easier time learning their second language, which they already know, in when they were younger. I have one of my friends that's bilingual, and he learned his second language, actually it's his first language, which is Spanish, when he was like 3 and 4 years old, because his parents would speak it around his home, of course. But even if your parents don't speak it around the home, I feel that we should start implementing teaching a second language in elementary school or even middle school. The earlier you learn the second language, the better chance that you'll have becoming bilingual. Especially in our country today, we basically speak off of two different languages. We have English and then Spanish. And I know many people that are fluent in both. If you learn a second language before you hit puberty, you have better chances of understanding and being capable of understanding other things, to not just the language. It helps like your brain develop better, because usually stuff you learn before puberty adapts to while you're going through puberty. And so I feel like if we implemented a second language during elementary school or even middle school, that would help us in high school learn a second language, and it would be better even if you're learning college, because many of the careers today involve learning a second language or knowing a second language. I personally want to go into international business, trade, and commerce, which is what I'm going to UNC Charlotte for. I'm in the business school, and if you look through the requirements for your major, you need to know at least one other language, at least, if not more. I've already taken a foreign language of Spanish in high school, and I might not be taking Spanish in my college. I might be taking Chinese or French. I might be learning Japanese or Korean, any kinds of things like that. If you're bilingual, it helps you better understand the structure of languages, and it can give you an in-depth view of another culture, because when you're learning Spanish, or, for instance, you don't just learn how to say como está. You learn why you say that and why you say words backwards, or you pronounce it like that. In learning the culture through the classes, it'll tell you where a certain word originated from, or why this day is important, like Cinco de Mayo or something like that. And tell you why they dress like this, and why they act like this, and why they live like this. Bilingualism can also delay Alzheimer's symptoms, if you did not know that. And it can help you find jobs here in the U.S. and in other countries. If you're bilingual and you go overseas or internationally somewhere else for a job or for your job, it can help you so much. You can find a better job, and that's better income, and it'll just make you stand out more. If we have more people to do that, we can have more elevated jobs and just smarter individuals in America and around the world. School would be so much easier if we could just learn a second language earlier, because I know there's not a lot where we live, but through other parts of America, there are plenty of people that will speak Spanish as their first language, and they only know a little bit of English. So it'd be very beneficial if we learned a second language before high school, especially because that's after puberty hits for most people. We should be introduced to languages as early as possible as adolescents because of the accent too. It has already been established that children who learn a language when they are very young have a much better chance of not having a foreign accent when speaking another language. Because when you learn in high school and stuff like it, when you learn in high school second language, you can sometimes pronounce it funny, or you won't have the certain roll to the R. You also, if you learn in childhood, it will give you more of like a leg up and succeed in mastering the language you choose to speak. It gives you just so many benefits of being bilingual, and just for the enjoyment, if not just for job market wise, enjoyment of just like learning a second language, and you can use it all the time if you travel. If you learn French, you can go to Paris, not even have to worry about asking what this means in French. And don't just assume that everyone speaks English, because in such a diverse world we live in, it's good to know at least a second language. If you learn while you're a young child, children try things without worrying if it's right or not. Young children are often to jump right in and try out like what they've learned without worrying about making mistakes. As we get older, we're more worried about making mistakes and how people view us, especially if you're talking a different language to someone who knows the language very well, and they might judge you on how you talk. For the support network view, young children have an opportunity for exposure and input from many different influences, such as your peers, your teachers, parents, and your family. When both the teacher and parent are on board with learning a new language, the children can be given language exposure, support, and interaction all day long. So you're not just learning it while you're at school, you're learning it while you're at home, while you're out shopping, getting groceries. You can listen to music from the second language you're wanting to listen to and become fluent with that. And when children learn language when they're young, accept the fact that bilingualism and multilingualism are normal in our world. Children younger than me, need to know that this country is so diverse and cultured in many different ways. If you don't know a second language, or if you're not even familiar with one, then you're going to need to speed up really quick, because this country is changing, and I'm pretty sure Spanish is going to become the predominant language real soon, because it's next in line next to English. And even Chinese. In the job market today, we do so much business with China. If you know Chinese, you can get a great job. And that's probably what I'm going to be learning when I go to college. In brain research, scientists have also discovered that bilingual adults have developed denser gray matter. It's brain tissue packed with information processing nerve cells and fibers, which is to the left of the brain where most language and communication skills are controlled. The effect is strongest in people also who learn a second language before the age of 5, hence before elementary school or even during elementary school, are those who are the most proficient at their second language. If you're bilingual from an early age, it significantly alters the brain structure in a good way. So, ending on that, I feel that if we implemented learning a second language in elementary school and all throughout middle school and up to high school, it would have a better foundation for the job market, for learning new cultures. It'd be easier to communicate with different countries, and it benefits the learning process in depth for the children. And I wish I could have learned a second language when I was younger, because it would be very, very beneficial now. Thank you for your time.